the NFC in sacks. Here we go. Fossil and Dave Brown looking to break a 3-game skid. First quarter, second Giants offensive play of the game. Brown dumped by Winfred Tubbs and Wayne Martin. Why y'all want to go there, huh? Martin coming off a 4-sack game last week. TJ, they weren't done.
Yeah, one of the better pass rushers in this league. You take a look at him. Nice swim move there. Takes the pressure, makes a beeline to Dave Brown and smacks him to the turf.
My man is huge. He's got 6.5 sacks this year. 2 plays later, Brown sacked again, this time by the turf. Oh, that turf is a very, very good player. He had 2.5 sacks last year. Still first, no score. Second-year man, Amani Toomer, awaiting a Mark Royals punt. You know Toomer can flow. As a rookie last year, he brought back 2 punts for touchdowns in just 7 games. This one fields at his own 24, breaks right, peace. One man to beat, the punter Royals does not beat him. Still a 44-yard return, TJ.
Yeah, and Jason Sehorn here blocking for Toomer, and you watch right here, he comes across. Nice block, takes out 2 Saints.
Sehorn getting his on all day, 11 tackles on the day. The next play, Dave Brown and Kevin Alexander. What's up, big baby? 32 yards, he beat the All-Pro Eric Allen. 3rd career catch for Alexander. 1st career touchdown in his 1st career start. Talking serious noise. Second quarter, 7-3 New York. Fossils Club leads the league in red zone touchdown efficiency. Here's why. Howdy, 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 ho.
Howdy, howdy, ho.
Callaway, 4th leading receiver in the NFC. His 3rd touchdown catch this year, 14-3 G-Men. 4th quarter, 14-9 Giants. 3rd and 6 from the 40. Alex Moten came on the corner blitz. Brown coughed it up. Darren Mickle recovers. Brown dumped 4 times. Fossil needs therapy. Saints drive to the Giants 34. 3rd and 21. Heath Schuler's pass broken up on a nice play by Tito Wooten. 4th down, 3:45 left. Ditka decides to punt. After a Royals punt, Giants on their own 3. Tyrone Wheatley replacing the injured Tiki Barber. Tyrone only 49 yards and 14 carries all year. 13-yard gain here. 11 carries, 60 yards. You bleep and bleep. How in the bleep did you let that bleep go? Well, I think that's something, kind of what Ditka said. Giants win it 14-9. Chris, the Saints, 2 turnovers. Turnover thing up to 21 now. Callaway's touchdown grab capped a Giant season-high 84-yard drive. The Giants' 3-game losing skid, a thing of history. The Saints' 4-game road losing skid, a thing still going on. In the loss, Heath Schuler, 14 of 31. Dave Brown, 16 of 25, 194 yards, and those 2 Dave Brown touchdown passes.
Well, there you go. 2 TD passes equals win. That's nice when they can do that. All right, keep your eye on the bakery over there. All right, we'll see you a little bit later on, Stuart. That coughing up, that's good. That's good. I'm going to add that to my repertoire now. 10 years, Dan Reeves, John Elway, hooked horns and combined some impressive forces in Denver, 3 times making it to the Super Bowl, although they were rarely seen out to dinner together. 5 years since they each departed. Well, Elway didn't depart. Reeves departed in '93. It was their first meeting since, as our good friend Stephen Stills would sing, that they changed partners. Here we go. Reeves, head coach of Atlanta, but these are the days of Denver. 92, their last season together. Now, new unis, coach somewhere else. 2nd place since. Giants first, Atlanta next. Terrell Davis goes off to the sidelines. Denver with 5 wideouts. I think they're going to throw, Tom. It's the Shannon Sharp, splitting the defense, 65 yards, touchdown, 7-0 B-men.
Yeah, 5 receivers in this lineup. John Elway, the only one in the backfield. You see right there the inside receiver, Shannon Sharp, and he's going to get to the middle of the football field. You see the 2 deep safeties. That's where the hole is. He gets into the seam. A nice throw by John. And then John Elway again, vintage John Elway, as he spots the crease in the front 7, makes his way through the defense. Don't see him do this as much as he used to, and then gets out of bounds. It took me a long time to teach him that.
4th and 3 on the Atlanta 10. Denver gambles and goes for it. Elway to Willie Green.
The color of money.
Touchdown. And the Broncos, this is their kicker, Jason Elam, strained hip flexor on the previous kickoff, so they had to go for 2 every time they got down to the end zone and scored a touchdown, and Terrell Davis is fine. I'll make the 2 points. 15-0 Broncos. Atlanta having trouble moving the ball. But ensuing kickoff, the punter, Tom Ruin, kicking it off, boots it out of bounds. You know who the backup field goal kicker was? The famous John the Toe Elway. They did not call on John to kick the ball today. 2nd quarter, 3rd and 5 Broncos. Inside the 15, Terrell Davis goes in for the score, 21-0 Broncos. And you know what they're going to do? It's the old salute. Davis did not get 100 yards for the first time this season. Denver for 2. Well, 23-0. Similar play, Tom. Atlanta fans saying, you know, we need a lot of help. An empty seat back there. That was Mort's season ticket. 29-14 in the fourth quarter. Chris Chandler back to pass it by Ma Tanuvasa from Brooklyn.
Was he from Brooklyn?
No, he's from Hawaii. Chandler limps off his pain. The third game he started but didn't finish. Very Chuck Wepner-like. Back up Billy Joe Tolliver under pressure. Look at the play to Jamal Anderson. What a good-looking young back. Makes the cuts, shakes the tackle, let it go. Touchdown. 47 yards, 29-21. Hey, the Falcons are within 8. Same score. Third and 4, fourth quarter. Tolliver sacked, and then Alfred Williams sacks him again. No, Alfred, you get 1 sack for that. After the game, Dan Reeves said hello. Well, Bags, Shannon and Dan Reeves. Marty Chavis still on the staff with Mike Shanahan. Gave Dan a big hug, and why not? As Denver wins it by the count of 29-21. And Tommy, did the Broncos? Hey, look, they're 5-0. They've only been this way twice before. 77 and 86, both times they went to the Super Bowl. They're looking pretty good thus far. Did they lose interest today?
Well, I thought they were very sharp when they came out initially. They get the 23-0 lead, and for those who watched the game, you saw a shot of John Elway on the sideline, and after that 23-0 lead, he looked like he got a little bit disinterested, and I think maybe the whole team may have picked up on that just a little bit, but certainly they got back into the game just enough to get the win.
Well, John throwing for 243 yards, Shannon Sharp 6 catches for $119, and the Broncos headed toward the matchup with undefeated New England a week from tomorrow on Monday Night Football as we go inside the numbers. A lot's been made of John Elway and Dan Reeves and John Elway afterwards. And his numbers, certainly interceptions to touchdowns to interceptions, have improved drastically since Dan is there. But before you get carried away with every number you try and prove a point with, 3 Super Bowls with Dan Reeves, none thus far after. So just keep all the numbers in mind.
Inside the Numbers is brought to you by Visa, the official card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be. www.visa.com.
Oh, those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Everything's changed. Everything has changed. The Bucs, could they beat the Cards to go 5-0? And some things don't change. Barry Sanders, big game against the Pack.
Green Bay is a small town. When someone leaves here, it means something. It means the entire community's been diminished. It means an acquaintance, a neighbor, a friend has left your life forever. Most importantly, it means there's now some extra seats available for Sunday's game.
Well, it's awfully tough to get tickets from the Super Bowl champs. It's absolutely impossible with American Express. So bring your Visa card.
Go Packers,
The official card of the NFL.
Can lightweight aluminum cylinder heads enhance engine performance? Is it possible to see the future in a rear-view mirror? If race cars inspired us to use a double wishbone suspension, can you handle that? These are the questions. This is the answer. Dodge Stratus. Starting under 14.4, 18.4 impressively equipped.
They make football players look like tap dancers, hockey players like synchronized swimmers. And unlike baseball, when Joe Ball players get on a hot streak, they usually burst into flame. Joe Ball, feel the heat. Proudly sponsored by Coors Light.
Saturday, college football's elite take the field on ESPN2. At 12:30, Coach Paterno had his second-ranked Nittany Lions hitting on all cylinders as they steamrolled through the early season. Now they look to run over, around, and through Illinois. Then at 6, Arkansas looks to derail the Johnson to Green Touchdown Express when they wrestle the top-ranked Gators in the hostile waters of the swamp. Penn State, Illinois at 12:30, Arkansas, Florida at 6, Saturday on ESPN2.
Let's get you caught up on a couple of late games. It's a final. San Diego has beaten the Baltimore Ravens 21-17. Highlights later. 3.5 to go at Arrowhead. The Chiefs inside the 25, looking towards setting up a Stoyanovich field goal. They obviously still tied with the Seahawks 17-all. We shall keep you posted. A couple times each year we do a little educating at Bristol University here on Primetime. Last year we tried it with Rasputin. Hopefully this is a little bit shorter. The donut game. What is it? It's a game that a good team plays a good team one week, play a poor team in the middle, the donut, and they're looking ahead to a very good team the next week. Usually, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are that bad team that teams look past. But everything has changed. Consider, last week, Tampa Bay went 4-0 and they beat Miami. Next week, they play the Green Bay Packers. And into town this week comes a team they should sit on, right? The Arizona Cardinals. Very possible. For the first time in Tampa Bay history, the Bucs had their own donut game. Did we explain that? I think we did. Couple of seats, couple of donuts at the Big Sunburr, but not many. And look at this. Algernon Singleton, Brock's punt by Jeff Philadelphia Eagles. 28-yard touchdown to miss the extra point, but it's 6-0 Bucs, and they just continue to find new ways to score points.
But great job here by Singleton. You're going to watch him swim inside, take the step outside, come back in, and make a beeline to for the football and block it off the kicker's foot. Don't dive up in the air for the football.
Brad Culpepper sacks Kent Graham. Culpepper had 3 sacks in the first half. Then, Tom, well, let's see. What's going on here? Kevin Butler was going to set up a field goal. Now he split to the left.
Fake field goal. You can see 2-on-1 at the top of the screen, but no, they are running the ball very card-like with Eric Swan.
Eric Swan running the ball with 1 defender on 2 receivers. Well, Tommy Barnhart. Oh, those tricky Bucs. Barnhart opens the barn door to Tony Bowie. Ziggy Stardust, 25 yards for a first down. Trent Dilfer to Riedel Anthony, the rejuvenated Bucs. Really struggle on offense, but it's 15 yards. 6 plays later, Dilfer, Anthony, touchdown. They try for 2, don't make it, but it's 12-0 Tampa Bay, despite the fact that the Cards had the ball for 20 of the 30 minutes in the first half. Vince Tobin says, what do we have to do here? Well, they've cut it to 12-10. Here's what they have to do. Get Aeneas Williams to step in front of a Dilfer pass, and he's gone. 42 yards, 2-point conversion after it's 18-12 Arizona against Tony Dungy, whose team trying to stay undefeated. 18-12 Cards. Kevin Butler did not do it from 43 yards. Score stays at 6. Remember it. Just under 5 to go on a 4th and 6. Dilfer to Carl the Truth Williams. Has a half a step. That's all he needs. 31 yards. The Bucs lead at 19-18. Then Tampa Bay trying to stall things. Mike Allstott, he's tough even without a helmet. He's Ichabod Crane. But the Cards force a punt. Would Kevin Butler get another chance? 3rd and 6, 22 seconds to go. No timeouts to go. Graham to Frank Sanders. Look at him make the play. Frank Sanders is running into field goal range, and he's out of bounds. Butler, 47 yards. It's never had a chance. Things are new in Tampa Bay. That towel's old. It's been 18 years since the Bucs started 5-0, and they won the NFC Central. They are now 5-0, and the Bucs beat the Cardinals by the count of 19-18, despite the fact, Tom, that the Bucs got only 100 yards passing from Dilfer. They had only 147 yards overall in offense. They made only 6 first downs, so really give Arizona credit for bottling up Allstott and Dunn in a big way, but I think we have new scripts here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, don't we?
I believe we do. And you go all the way back to last week, Tampa Bay playing the game without Warren Sapp. Their defense steps it up a little bit. They win the game. Today, almost nothing offensively. A couple of plays here and there. Defensively, they had their problems, as you noticed, by time of possession. But special team steps up today. You get the block punt for a touchdown, a fake field goal for a first down. So now the Bucs finding a way to win games that you might think they would lose.
Yeah. Things have changed at Tampa Bay, that's for sure. The donut game. Did I tell you about Rasputin? Oh, that was another show. Bears and Cowboys. Would Rick be wallowing in the mire? And the Packers in line. Would Brett throw from his knees? Not a great idea.
If you expect your people to start thinking out of the box, they need to stop working in one. Hayworth, furniture for what's next.
Hey, Coach, you ready to play today? I-24. I-24. Oh, 73. Oh, 73.
This is it. This is it.
I-16. I-16.
Bingo! Bingo! I won! I got bingo!
That's real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
Ready for the next game?
The computers become a stage for the entire planet. Better get a good seat. Hayworth, furniture for what's next.
New track. New rivalries. Newly crowned points champion. California 500, tonight at 8 on ESPN.
It's a final now at Arrowhead. The Chiefs have gotten a 41-yard field goal from Pete Stoyanovich. They've beaten the Seahawks 15 of the last 16 times in Kansas City, 20-17 the Chiefs. Highlights coming up a little bit later on. Green Bay Packers are the defending champions of the NFL, and they scored a boatload of points, 38 last week against Minnesota. The Detroit Lions were crushed by the hapless New Orleans Saints. So Green Bay is at Detroit, but you figure still this game had to be easy. That's why they play the game. Here we go. Reggie White tries to inspire his teammates before the game. First quarter, 3-0 Packers. Brett Favre back to pass. Free play, though. Offside Detroit. Robert Brooks had a big game, 34-yard game. 3 plays later. Favre to the end zone. Where's it going? Is that the #1 draft pick, offensive lineman?
Well, Verba does a great job here. The tackle eligible. He gets his hands in. He pushes off rather nicely, but he just can't quite get to the football.
Ross Verba, the tackle eligible. Favre's pass then. Boing, tip, picked off by Reggie Brown on his bag of Vanderbilt. What kind of football is this, Tom?
That's dwarf football.
He's throwing from his knees. 7-6, the Lions lead it on Brown's birthday. Later in the second quarter, Barry Sanders gets the handoff. Jukes, jive, gone! 46 yards, almost gone to the 4-yard line. I fooled you. Sets up a Lions CD to make it 14-6 Detroit. Still second quarter. Favre back to pass. A very scary moment. Don Beebe crunched by Mark Carrier and Stephen Boyd. Here's what happened. Beebe got hit hard in the head first by Carrier. Then Boyd wrestles him down. No flag, nor really should there have been, although unbelievably scary. Beebe didn't move for several minutes. He was unconscious. Mike Holmgren, everyone in the stand silent. The good news, he regained his consciousness later. He's expected to be released from a hospital later on tonight. Everything moving, all the limbs are fine, all his faculties are there. Very good news for Beebe. Meanwhile, Ryan Longwell hit 3 field goals, including his 50-yarder. But Bobby Ross says, you know what? I think the Packers had one too many men on the field to serve. Really, if you count, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12! There were 12 men on the field! When have you seen Bobby Ross like that? But he didn't get the call. Keep that in mind because Ross would boil. First, Favre to Antonio Freeman. Favre over 20,000 yards, only Dan Marino faster. Then, Favre to Brooks. And this got Bobby's ire up. Big hit by Carrier. Penalty 1, unnecessary roughness. Using the head. Penalty 2, automatic. You take your helmet off to argue with the official. So, 2 major penalties set the Pack in business. But they couldn't capitalize, Tom. Dorsey Levens was not in the mood. It's a fumble. Robert Beetle Bailey strips the ball. The Lions recover. Mike Holmgren says, wait a minute. This is red zone. I thought we had this down. Late third quarter. Mitchell to Herman's Moore. Jumping catch sets up a field goal. Lions lead 23-15. Jason Hansen at 4 field goals. Barry Sanders. Many of his impressive runs today were in the scorebook short runs. 3rd and 3. He gets 4 yards. Like, look at this 5-yard run time.
Yeah, this is the tough yards at the end of the game that takes the pressure off the quarterback.
Well, Barry Sanders got many a tough yards, and the Packers, for the second time this year, are on the short end of the stick. The Lions win it by the count of 26-15. Barry Sanders, 28 carries for 139 yards. Didn't quite get the 160 that we talked about today, but the Lions get the win, and in the process, Barry Sanders has passed Franco Harris into 5th place on the all-time rushing list. The great Jim Brown is well within reach, as is Tony Dorsett. A huge season could get him even past Eric Dickerson by the end of this year. But it's 26-15. And Tom, we have not seen the Packers play a complete game all year.
Well, I think certainly almost every week now the world champions are having to deal with another problem. It was the red zone up to this point. Now they're starting to put the ball in the end zone as of last week. But I think that when you start looking at the problems, no team can turn the ball over the way the Packers did today and expect to win. And then you have the problem with the receivers. Once you begin to take the kind of shots that we saw them take today, they're going to begin to peak and look for the defensive backs, which means you're not going to be able to look for the ball. And I still think they're a team, Chris, that's vulnerable to to the run. And against Barry Sanders, obviously, that's not a good thing.
No, not good at all. Now, Tommy, if we looked at the schedule in the middle of August and we saw week 6, let's see, Tampa Bay at Green Bay, New England at Denver. That's correct. 3 of these teams will be undefeated. Which one won't?
That's right.
I don't think many of us would have said, well, the Packers, obviously the team not undefeated in that group. But they're 3-2, and the others are undefeated.
As we roll on, late action, Rams and Raiders. It's not in L.A. What happened in Oakland? The Jets, the juggernaut Jets. It's Synergy Field against the Bungles.
Can I carry this to your car?
So, want to take this baby for a spin?
Sure. Mind sitting in the back seat?
No problem. You wouldn't believe the legroom back here. It's like a plush couch. You can't do that with anti-lock brakes. Hey.
Hey.
So who's the guy in the back?
That's just Randy.
Hey, how you doing? Good-looking kid. So, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're cruising in one of the smoothest V8s ever made. You look really pretty. Hey, you two ever think of having kids? Child-proof lock. I just thought, you know, let you know.
Hi.
Hi, 2, 3.
Dick, the creator of Miller Lite Advertising, has great news for all football fans. This year, Miller Lite is an official beer sponsor of the NFL. That means that this season will be better than last season. Remember that woman with the huge hair who sat down in front of you while you were trying to watch the game? Well, that's not going to happen this year. Dick says, if you like that, you haven't seen anything yet. Stay tuned.
It's Madden 98, talking patented moves Madden style, like the Reverend Swim, Motown, go.
Let me see. The Sanders Whirly Gig.
Or Lloyd's Leveler, the Junior, say Uncle.
The Barry Good. The Sanders Six Machine. The Scary Barry. And,
let's not make up our own nicknames. Hey, Barry.
See ya.
See ya. Give me some moves. 1-888-MY-HOUSE. We're talking signature tattoos, signing your name in mud. Madden NFL 98, the ultimate judge. EA Sports. It's in the game.
The Jets and the Bengals. Bengals expecting to contend. The Jets hoping to be good this year, but, well, Boomer, Bruce Coslet, Jeff Blake, all ex-Jets. 7-0 in the second quarter in New York, the New York Football Jets. Blake, pump fakes to Carl Slim Pickens. Touchdown, 50 yards. We're tied at 7.
Yeah, and Carl does a great job here at using his frame. He high jumped 7'2" when he was in college. You look at him get up and make the catch over the shorter defender.
Well, Bill Parcells says to Raymond Austin, jump! Van Halen. 7-7, 4th and 4. The Jets are going to fake the field goal. John Hall rolls right. But you know what? That crafty Bill Parcells on 4th down. The Bengals call for holding, so they get the break. Drive continues. Adrian Morrell gets the block. 12 yards. Touchdown. Huge day for Morrell. 17-7. Jets. Less than 2 minutes left in the first half. Blake on the run. Throws behind his receiver, Ray Slim Mickens. Gets the pick. 3 for 10. 77 yards for Blake in the first half. Neil O'Donnell. He's got a running game today, so that means he has a passing game. Throws to Wayne Corbett. Then throwing the damn ball again to Wayne Corbett. Keeps the drive alive. But you know what? With 20 seconds to go, why did you throw him the damn ball? Keyshawn Johnson, 13 yards, touchdown, 24-7. Jets at half. Morrell, 8 yards up the middle. A power-packed back. Jets would miss a field goal, but still lead at 24-7. And then some defense.
Yeah, Jets defense stepping it up. Rick Terry here fighting his way through and putting Blake down for an 11-yard loss. Then Blake again flushed out of the pocket, and Chaz Cascadden here running him down. Jets defense showing a little speed to the outside.
Bruce Coslet loses for the first time at home as Bengals head coach. And let's see, there's Weeb. So 2 weeks ago, the Jets played Pete Carroll, one of their ex-coaches. This week they played Coslet. Next week, Weeb. The week after, Charlie Winter. Then Lou Holtz. We go on and on and on. Hey, Tom, the Jets, 31-14. Adrian Morrell, 40 carries, for 156 to 40 carries, ties a team record set by Johnny's Hector.
And certainly makes for a good game plan. Anytime you get that running by Morrell, it makes it a lot easier on every other phase of the offense.
The Jets, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Football Jets are 3-2. They have tripled last year's win total, and it's still September. When we return, they win overtime. The Chiefs and Seahawks of the AFC West. The Ravens, could they win 3 in a row on the road over the Chargers, level them? And the Cowboys, they make life miserable for their ex-friend and ex-defensive mentor, Dave Wannstedt. We'll be back.
Do you have trouble driving in the rain? Is the glare unbearable at night? That's why STP created Vision Blade glass treatment. Vision Blade forms an invisible barrier that repels water and virtually eliminates glare. It applies in minutes and lasts for 6 months, so there's no need to reapply over and over. Look, this muddy water sticks to the glass on the untreated side, but with Vision Blade, the dirt and grime sheets away and your view remains clear. See what you've been missing with Vision Blade.
Do you need a Visa credit card? If you can say yes to these minimum requirements, we'll say yes to you. This is a special opportunity to get an unsecured Visa credit card with no security deposit required, even if you've been turned down before and regardless of your past credit history. Almost everyone will be approved for this Visa credit card, so call now. Repeat, if you can say yes to these minimum requirements, we'll say yes to you. Say yes to this limited no-risk offer for an unsecured Visa credit card from Cross Country Bank. Call this toll-free number now.
The College Game Day crew prepares for prime time.
Back to you, Chris. Back to you, Chris.
They put on their game face, inspect the equipment, and check every last detail.
Do you use mineral or tap?
Tap. Let's just stay focused.
Their mission, to give sports fans a prime-time alternative to sitcoms and messy hospital dramas.
On to the wild, wild AFC West, and certainly was wild, and fans got a little extra bang for the buck today at Arrowhead between the Seahawks and the Chiefs, too.
Yeah, the Chiefs have, owned this series. They won 11 of the last 12. People think somebody owns the Seahawks. It's the Chiefs who literally own the Seahawks. When Neil Smith left, one half of the most potent sack tandem of the last decade, the Chiefs soothed Derek Thomas with a defense structure just for him and a brand-new position, Falcon. DT with his eye on Mark Gastineau's one-year sack record, 22. DT yelling all year in camp, Falcon gonna fly. Falcon's wings got clipped. Torn tricep muscle. Thomas missing his 3rd straight game under Derek. This is the hardest thing I have ever done. His 3-1 Chiefs hosting the 2-2 Seahawks. Dan Saliamula facing his old team. Elvis Gerback, tough first half. 2nd and 2, Gerback trying to be a player. Darrell Williams, a player hater. Williams had 3 picks last week. AFC leader returns this one to the 46th. 4th of the year, 1st and 10 for the Seahawks. Warren Moon looking for a radar lock on Joey Galloway. No diggity. Galloway's 19th career touchdown. All of his touchdowns, he averages over 42 yards per play, but he would hurt his right leg on the play, would not return. Chiefs driving, 1st and 10 from the 18th. Gerback over the middle. Picked off by the former Jim Thorpe Trophy winner, Benny Blades. 13th career pick by Benny. Gerback's 2nd interception of the 1st quarter. 3rd one, Marty Schottenheimer with the play. Elvis has left the pocket. Bootleg. Elvis goes 20 yards. He had 30 yards his first 2 carries. Wisely ran out of bounds. 2nd and 2, Marcus Allen, Brick Muffin, and something kid. Oh, that's absolutely ill. Career rushing touchdown, 114, TJ.
Yeah, you take a look right there at Derek Alexander, who got sealed. Michael Sinclair on the right side.
3rd quarter, 1st and 10. Gerback hits Greg Hill in the flat. Hill gets down to the 2-yard line. Talk about raising the roof. He got stuck several times, broke a lot of tackles. 1st and goal. 57-year-old Marcus Allen at it again. Up and over 115 for his career rushing touchdowns, more than anybody. Chiefs up 14-10. Seahawks come right back. Moon deep to James McKnight. Wide open. Dale Carter got back. Warren, 260th career touchdown. He would have tied Elway, but Elway had 3 today, so he doesn't tie Elway in the all-time list. Chiefs ball 3rd and goal. Gerback with the play. Fakes to Allen. Benny Blades goes unblocked. Sacks Gerback. Chiefs settle for the field goal, 17-17. Seahawks ball, 47 seconds left. Moon hands the ball to Lamar Smith, one of the best runs of the year. Breaks 1, 2, 3, 4. Carrying people, 5. Lamar Smith, huge. He had 90 yards up to that point, TJ.
Well, Chiefs concentrating on trying to strip the football instead of tackling.
Marty was ticked. Field goal to win it by Todd Peterson. We're going to the extra frame. On the coin flick, Sally Amula, the former Chief, they asked him to take a pay cut. He said, they cut him. Yes. Seahawks ball, nothing would happen. Later in the overtime, Seahawks 1st and 10. Moon again, picked off by Jerome Woods. Chiefs ball. 3rd and 2. Gerback hands to Allen. Up and over again, 1st down Chiefs. Pete Stoyanovich, you think he's nervous? Chiefs fans, what? Where you going? Stoyanovich, 41-yard attempt to win the game. It is all good. Chiefs in overtime beat the Seahawks for the 12th time in the last 13 games. Gerback left the pocket. He was also 24 of 38 for 274 yards, 3 interceptions. It didn't matter. Marcus, I think Marcus is now 60 years old. He aged like 3 years since we've done the highlight. 19 carries, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Warren Moon in the losing effort, 19 of 26, 252 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the interception. Ravens, Chargers, here we go. First quarter, Chargers up 7-zip. Vinny Testaverde and the Ravens driving. Testaverde looking for Jermaine Lewis. Rodney Harrison, who leads the team in tackles. The team defensive MVP last year, rocks Jermaine's world. Face down, TJ.
Yeah, leads the team in big hits as well. Returned a touchdown interception last week.
Absolutely ill. Chargers get the ball back. Stan Humphries hooking up with Eric Metcalf. The former Texas track star, 3rd in the NFL last year in total yards. Serious speed. Got walked down here, but got it down to the 10-yard line. 2 plays later, Humphries looking, finds a man. Wrong man, Antonio Langham. Remember Antonio? He took an interception back for a touchdown in the 93 Sugar Bowl for Alabama, but Humphries would get his revenge. Second quarter, Tony Martin. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. Tied for the AFC lead last year with 14 touchdown catches. He had none this year until this game. That was his 2nd of the game. What got him open, TJ?
Well, you take a look at Donnie Brady, spot shadowed right there. He comes up, he thinks he has the running back. You can see he's already covered, and this is what happens when you miss the defensive call.
That made it 14-3. Bam Morris, first game back from a suspension. Dragging folks. I think he dragged the whole team. Then 7 plays later, Testaverde looking for Jermaine Lewis. Money, 37 yards and a touchdown. Vinny's 10th touchdown pass of the year. 2-point conversion put the Ravens up 17-14. Chargers on their own 47. Humphries looking at Terrell Fletcher. Fletcher looking for the 1st down. Gets the 1st down. Fumbles the ball. Or does he? Refs rule no fumble. Ted Matrabota beside himself. Livid. You see 2 Teds right there? That's what you call beside yourself. 1 play later, Humphries to Martin. You know Tony Martin was like butter because he was on a roll. His 3rd touchdown of the day. 2nd career 3-touchdown day. He had 3 at Oakland last year. Matrabota still doesn't like the call. And the kickoff, Jermaine Lewis finds a seam. Jermaine Lewis, he got decked early in the game, but he's gone. Psst, Jermaine, psst, bring it back. Flags everywhere. Illegal block in the back. No touchdown. Chargers still up 21-17. Next Raven possession. Ravens on the Charger, 35, 3rd and 20. Vinny's pass right through Ryan Yarbrough's hands. Would have been a 1st down. 4th and 25. Testaverde. Hit as he throws. Pass picked by Dwayne Harper. Chargers hold on to win 21-17. Or you could say Tony Martin, 21. Baltimore Ravens, 17. Martin for the day, 4 catches, 155 yards in those 3 touchdowns. Bam Morris, 17 carries, 81 yards. Humphrey, 17 of 26, 358 on the day. He did throw 2 interceptions, but, you know, when you throw 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions is an extremely insignificant thing.
When you win, you know, how about Teddy and Bobby Ross going wild? Wow, I told you that. We told you this was a wild, wild thing. All right, Stu.
Well, Dave wants that. He would like to go wild. He was very much responsible for the Dallas defense when they won their first Super Bowl in this era in 1992. It helped get him a head coaching job at the Chicago Bears, but that's a while ago. Remember, he upset the Cowboys a year ago on Monday Night Football. So, could he show his old players new tricks once again? Well, the task was tall because Troy trying to cool off. The Bears, though, with Dave Wanstead playing defense, fired on him.
Well, he was under pressure the entire first half. That was Flanagan hitting him low, then Flanagan again on the blitz. The Bears blitzed on almost every down during the course of the first half, and then we're going to take a look at Brian Cox working his way up the middle of the field and chasing Aikman down outside the pocket. And then finally, Emmitt Smith right there, spot shadowed. You're going to see them keeping him in the block, and Nate Newton actually misses his block, and again, Aikman under pressure.
Well, Emmett also had a rough half. Carl Simpson, the Simpsons, trips him up for 1 yard, and then the dance for 1 yard. Hey, you got to give the Bears credit. They played very good defense. Spellman wasn't there. The Bears led it 3-0, and in the first half rushing yards, the Cowboys had nada, not a thing. The Bears at 91. Late in the second quarter, Rick Meyer picked off by Kevin Smith. You're running the ball. Oh, no, you threw it. You're down at the 6, 2 plays later. Aikman. Here comes the blitz again, Tom. But he gets rid of it to Anthony Miller, who makes the cut at the 3. 7-3 Cowboys at the half. 10-3 Cowboys midway through the third quarter. Aikman, Urban, Michael makes the catch for 26 yards. 2 plays later, Barry Minter played a big game, and he comes in for the sack. Next play, blitz again. Troy's ready to Urban on the seam, beats Walt Harris, 26 yards, breathing room, 17-3. 2 minutes left in the third, quota. Deion's going to take the punt at the 17, and guess what happens? Bucks up the middle. Look at him go! He knows he's gone! He goes all the way! 83 yards. Cowboys beat the Bears 27-3, despite that slow start, despite 12 of 27 for Troy Aikman. Emmett still looking to get in the end zone for the first time this year. The Cowboys win it, and they up their mark to 3-1. The Bears finally hope they get what is to be a breather. Play the Saints next week. They're 0-5. Well, Rams, Raiders, neither playing in L.A. Randy Newman not there. It's St. Louis at Oakland. Dick Vermeil, 17 years ago, coach of the Eagles, lost to the Oakland Raiders 27-10. This is Tony Banks, Aaron Lang, 14-0 the Rams. Jeff George picked off by Keith Lyle. George nailed big play. Instead of having the ball, it's a penalty, Tom.
Well, and George under pressure and gets that shot right there on the back. You can see the back of his head hit the ground.
So it negates the interception. George and James Jett. 8 yards, 14-7 the Rams. Then Banks with the lead. Late second quarter. Where's the throw going? Picked off by Eric Turner. He returns it 15 yards into St. Louis territory. 3 plays later. Although it's 2nd and 20, George from the infield to the outfield. Ricky Dudley holds on. Touchdown. 34 yards. They missed the extra point, so the Rams still leave it. Now it's just 14-13.
Yeah, and Leo Araguz, it was a good snap. He couldn't handle snap. We've seen a lot of that this year. He comes out looking to make a play on the run, and it's not going to happen.
Tell him, don't Araguz with me. I'm trying to make something happen here. Banks, back to pass. He's trying to make some... Where is this going? Eric Turner picks it off, and he's all the way to the 15-yard line. Banks, 24 of 49, but picked off 3 times. 2 plays after the pick. George. Stumble and Jett. James Jett, 13 yards. Raiders are going to go for 2 once they get him back. 2-point conversion. George to Harvey Williams. Left flat, 21-14. Still third quarter. We go the ground route. Napoleon Kaufman. These are 2 of his over 150 yards. We wanted to show you 2 that got him pay dirt. But how about the Raiders spotting the Rams? 14 points and going on to beat them by the count of 35-17. Jeff George with 4 touchdown passes now has 13. That leads the league. Kaufman over the 500-yard mark because he was over 150 today. As you see, well, he was close to 150, 149 yards. And so the Raiders can certainly ring up the points. The last time the Rams and Raiders met in Oakland, 1972, John Madden coaching against Tommy Prothro. That's a while ago.
I played during that era.
Yeah, I know you did. The Dallas Cowboys, aren't they on paper, Tommy, they win 27-3. not cohesive yet on offense, are they?
Well, I think until they get Emmitt Smith fully involved in the running game, and that means Nate Newton and company moving people up front so that they can clear some space for him so he can bring that average per carry up to somewhere between 4 and 5 yards. I think you credit Troy Aikman with being very, very tough today, because as the Chicago Bears brought the pressure, it wasn't necessarily to keep him from throwing the ball, but to knock him down every play. He showed a lot of toughness. But I think over the long haul, you cannot have Troy Aikman taking the kind of hits that he took today.
They know that, but the Cowboys win it. They are 3-2. We've got plenty to come, including game balls and, well, some new recipients of our game balls. One with a little bit of electricity.
Coach, right over here. Well, that was quite a surprise, allowing a wrist guard to do a 6-step rush receive into the drop zone.
Well, I tell you what, this Boston team, they're tough, but, toward the end, I knew they were faking.
How?
I hit them with a spectrograph gun. They're like thermals. They're sunspots, about 127, 128 degrees.
So you knew they were ready for a Coors Light?
Oh, yeah. The Spectro didn't lie.
Well, of course, it is the only beer that's frost brewed to really cool down that thirst. Anyway, 28-second warning, no timeouts. Congratulations, Coach.
After what you said about my gland problem? Not tonight.
Back to you.
In racing, the engine is everything.
What? It's the driver.
A driver will never see a finish line without a great engine.
The greatest engine will never see a victory lap without a great driver.
At least they agree on Haviland Formula 3 motor oil, the same oil you can buy right off the shelf. And also try Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze.
The engine's the first thing with the finish line.
Not in Indy cars.
This is the playoffs, man. And us Bat Boys need to step up and make a difference. No Bat Boys, no bats. No bats? Let's just say the offense would suffer. One of the Marlins ball girls is smoking. For the playoffs, a super spitball. Holy cow. Someone trips on a bat, I got the whole city of Atlanta on my butt. We don't actually bat, but we do set the tone for the organization.
Primetime Players is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT, the way we call collect today.
Last year, Tony Martin had almost half of the Chargers' offensive touchdowns. He had 14. He caught 4 balls today, 3 for touches. As the Bolts beat the Ravens, Tony Martin gets my game ball. Stu?
My game ball goes to Brad Culpepper, the Bucs defensive lineman. 3 sacks and 1. 3 sacks, 3 tackles, Bucs 5-0.
And my game ball goes to Cordell Stewart, showing his versatility this season. 4 touchdowns thrown, and he's run for 4, Chris.
Tom, you get to vote for your game ball. You already voted here, but on ESPN.com, the results will be on SportsCenter after the kart race. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Something big has happened. 1-800-COLLECT has once again revolutionized collect calling. Introducing 10 cents a minute collect calling from 1-800-COLLECT. 10 cents a minute for collect calls every evening and all weekend long. Bigger savings for everyone in America. Whoever thought collect calling could be so cheap? 10 cents a minute from 1-800-COLLECT. Who else?
Running is the fastest way to burn fat if you follow these simple steps. Running will power up your energy reserve if you know what pace is best for you. Running will trim your love handles, hips, and thighs if you call now for this free book, The Complete Runner's Guide, designed for all levels, even if you've never taken a stride. This guide delivers maximum results in minimum time. It's free with your paid subscription to Runner's World. Every issue gets you going with new ideas on improving your performance to finding the perfect shoe. Call for your risk-free trial issue of Runner's World. If you like it, get 11 more for just $17.97. If you're not satisfied, cancel, owe nothing, and keep the free issue. Call now and get a second book free. Burn fat faster. Tone your abs. Lose weight. Drop body fat. The secrets are here. You can burn fat. Gain more energy. Sculpt your body. If you call Runner's World now.
Call 1-800-936-6100 now.
Saturday night. Ron Dane, Wisconsin is the best big young running back that's come into college football since Earl Campbell. And that's saying a mouthful.
Wisconsin Northwestern, Saturday night at 7, only on ESPN.
NFL Primetime is brought to you by Levi's Jeans. They go on.
All right, the Week 5 honor rolls. Here we go. Rushers. Adrian Morrell, 40 for $156. Napoleon Coughlin, 149. Barry Sanders, 139. What a surprise. All three of these teams won the game, as did Terry Allen. Raymond Harris did not with the Bears. Dorsey Levens did not with the Pack. But the top four rushing performances, their teams won. 300-yard games throwing. Stan Humphries had 3 touchdowns to Tony Martin. Kent Graham had a good game throwing. The Cards lost to the Bucs. Receiving. Robert Brooks, 9 for $164, and the Packers lost. We told you about Tony Martin. Rob Moore had a big game, and the Cards lost at the Big Sombrero. Shannon Sharp had 6, including a touch for the Bronx. Amp Lee did it amply, but the Rams lost to the Raiders. Herman's Moore, 6 for $105, and the Lions win. Michael Irvin also had a $105. Prime Monday, backstage with Kevin Green, the former Panther returns as a 49er to face his old mate, Mike and the gang. 90 minutes at 7:30 Eastern Time tomorrow night. Then, are you ready for some football? The first ever Monday night game at the Big E. The Panthers hosting the 49ers. Panthers swept the Niners last year, but San Francisco wants to make a statement and regain the NFC West. Well, Stu and Tommy, this is a day in football that I don't know how many conclusions you can draw, except are we nearing the possibility that the AFC could win a Super Bowl? Because I haven't seen anything that impressive in the NFC yet. Admittedly, the Bucs are 5-0.
And still undefeated New England, undefeated Denver, Jacksonville, a good, solid football team. So the quality of play at the top would appear to be in the favor of the AFC, but I say that very cautiously.
It is early. It is just late September. And I've said it all week, but I do it every year. We really should be back at school. Some of those teams do. Hope you enjoyed the show. For Stuart Scott and Tom Jackson, I'm Chris Berman. Thanks.